Very cool, Frank. So now let's break that down. Let's look at kind of, show us what you're doing there, and how you would suggest students start out and how they can work on this, basically. But give us a rundown of what you're playing.
That's not bad for an old guy, huh? Okay, so again, the song All the Things You Are, a classic jazz tune. To me, one of the most beautiful songs ever written. A simple melody, meaning not a lot of notes. You don't need a lot of technique. Again, goes through a couple of different keys. That was a performance of just playing the root bass note and the melody. Okay, so let's just go through the chords. F minor 7. So the root bass note would be F. I put it there on the 8th fret. B flat minor 7th, the root note is B flat. Put it there. Then E flat 7th, the root is E flat. A flat major 7, the root is A flat. So let's just look at those 4 measures and put those together. The melody, A flat, okay, so the first thing we should do is just play the 4 measures of the melody. Eventually you practice playing the whole melody with the metronome, but just let's practice those 4 measures. 1, just the melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll do it again. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is just play the root bass note on every downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, once again. 1, 2, 3, 4. F. Now B flat, you have to think ahead a little bit. E flat. Think ahead, visualize A flat. And so on and so forth. In a second we'll go through the whole song, but I just want to put together that first 4 measures for you. So we had the F and the A flat. Now this is to be played out of tempo. Okay, out of tempo, because we want to take our time and we want to look root bass and the melody. Now we need to take our time and look the root bass of the next chord, which is B flat for the B flat minor 7. And now the melody. Put them together. You can either use your fingers and a pick. You could do that by using this part of your finger to block this, or you could just hit each note separately. The idea is to outline each chord, right? To give the bottom and the top. In the next steps, we're going to add the middle. So what we're doing is trying to look at the fingerboard as individual strings, not as chord grips. That's another way of playing chord melody. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it, right? And there are courses like the chord melody 1, 2, 3 is about having a chord inversion for every note of the scale, and that's also a way to play chord melody. But this is another way to break it down. It's a great way that even people who are new to playing jazz guitar can grasp, because all we need to do really is go over the root bass notes of each of the chords and the melody. Okay, so let's just take a minute to just play the root bass note of each chord, okay, on each of the downbeat of each of the measures. And this is the way to practice this. It's a great practice, not only with this song, but with every song. 2, 3, 4. Always look ahead. A flat, I'm thinking. Now I'm thinking D flat. Now G. Okay, now look ahead. We have another C coming up, but C minor. But the root C stays the same. F to B flat. E flat. A flat. Now here we go. A for 2 beats and D for 2 beats. And G. Now we're in the key of G for the bridge, which is an A for the A minor, D for the D7th, and G. You could also hit this one. F sharp, B, and E. Look ahead, 1 fret up to the F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, up an octave to the D flat minor, to the A flat, to B for B diminished, B flat, E flat, and A flat. So it's a great study to take a minute or two just to play the root bass note of each chord. Okay, I don't know why we pay bass players so much just to do that, Jeff, but no, just kidding. So now the next step is to play the melody with a metronome. And this is at 80 beats per minute, but you could start at 60, 70, anywhere you feel comfortable. The idea of doing it with the metronome is to kind of keep you looking ahead, all right, and keep you forced into looking ahead. And that's the reason for the metronome. Here we go. Let's practice just the melody. Because if we don't know the melody, we're not going to be able to play a chord melody. It's really that simple. You have to know the melody. So we can go through all of these intricate steps that we're going to go through, but until you practice that melody over and over again, it only takes a minute to get through it. So if you could play the melody 5 times a day, take 5 minutes a day to play the melody, and then go to these studies, you're going to be in really good shape at the end of the week to at least play the melody with a metronome. That would be a big accomplishment, because it sounds simple, but it's not a simple melody. So here is 80 beats per minute, and this is a demonstration on how to practice it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each note has to sound crystal clear because you have a lot of space. So working on tone is another great asset of this exercise. It sounds easy, but it's not an easy task to play a simple melody at a ballad tempo. So before you can really dive into a song for chord melody, you have to know that melody where you can just play it without even thinking twice about it. Okay, so now putting it together, F and A flat, right? This melody is based a lot on the third of each of the chords, right? F, the third, is A flat. Same with the B flat, with the D flat. It's a third. A flat. Okay, so now just work on those first 4 measures. Okay, and really make sure that you have those 4 measures pretty clean and pretty confident. Because then the rest of it, you do 4 measures at a time. Okay, you take your time with this. You do 4 measures, then D flat. All right, then you work on that a couple of times. Okay, then you put together the 8 measures. Part about playing something out of tempo is you could take till next Tuesday to do the first 4 measures. So really make sure you're putting your fingers in the right place. Visualize and go for it. Okay, then the C minor. Again, this step 1 is very important because unless we really get this step 1, we're not going to be able to even understand step 2 and 3. So if we can get through step 1 this week, and that could be what you perform, even if it's the first 4 measures or the whole thing, that would be a great accomplishment because over the next months, you can work on the other steps, and that's the beauty about this whole system. Jeff?
Absolutely. Good stuff, man. I agree. Getting this first step down is the key. And for everyone who's watching, everyone in the camp this week, if you're at a level where you just want to nail this first step as your assignment, that's great. If you're, a little more advanced, Frank's got a couple of other things that we're going to show you here in a couple minutes.